everyone. Well, as Mark said, Judy and I were both involved in last year's project. That project was fantastic at verbalising the scale of the problem, of why provenance is one of the issues of our time. What it also did was surface the amount of goodwill that there is across the entire creation community to find a universal solution to this issue of provenance. So what we wanted to do this year was to capitalise on that goodwill and to give producers a way of jumping into the conversation, something tangible that they could start their C2PA journey. So the problem statement is to create an open source tool that will stamp content at the point of distribution, of publication, and in tandem to create a consumer-facing decoder for consumers to go and validate that content. Why? Well, we wanted to give producers the how for C2PA adoption. Now, C2PA is not perfect. There are many problems that we're going to need to solve for this to become workable. But what we need is for it to become a fact on the ground. We need to create critical mass of enough adopters that there's a really tangible case for solving all the other problems. So this is the first step.
And this has really been something that follow-up conversations has come to us from what people are saying. There are about 30 news organisations came together, and this is what's saying, we want open source tools. We want to be able to actually try stuff in practice. So this isn't just coming from ITN and the BBC, this is quite a widespread call. So what we want to do is to have this open source tool, which people then can use to sign their content right at the last point. But there might be credentials that are already coming through the chain. Perhaps one of the agencies has stamped their contents. You need to be able to pass those through. You need to be able to link it to your authorization certificate from your company, actually saying who you are and where it comes from. You've got to be able to pass it on, add your own credentials. How do you want to do it? This mixture, all these things that we're trying to work out for the whole industry and for all of us, how we actually, as big organisations, trying to do this for all our content, how we do this in practice. And in parallel with that, it's all very well having stuff that actually signs your content, but you actually need the second half of it. You need those plugins that could go into your browsers to actually then be able to read those credentials that are there and do that very easily, linked up in the same way. Linking with the work into other standards groups as well, feeding back into those by those of us who are active in those groups to actually make sure this ecosystem is generally maturing.
Okay, so what do we need? Well, phase one is we want to create the tool for incorporating the C2PA standards. We need tech partners for that. Phase two is to develop the decoder. We need tech partners for that. Phase three is testing with champions. Thank you to everybody who has already volunteered. We've got no shortage of them. And point four, and this is a real exploration one, I think there may be a link between C2PA and SEO. That if we can stamp things with credentials that prove its validity, will that move our content up through the SEO? And we would love to explore this with tech partners because we feel that this may be the way that we can all sell it back into our organisations by creating a business case around it.
So who's it we've got? Well, at the moment it's, and I've got to say, this was really hard because Mark wanted our slides a week ago and the number of people kept changing. So it's championed by us and so ITN and BBC, Media Cluster Norway and YLE have also come on board, but in the conversations I've had in the meantime, that we have other people, organisations coming on board as champions from all across the world. So we've got some who were involved in the challenge last year, some who are coming on new and wanting to test. We've got some startups who, Cast Labs and Open Origins, who are also expressing interest, not confirmed yet, and others who we're in conversation with. But you've seen those challenges. That's where we'd like your help, please. If you're a tech partner, if you can come in, if you can help us to generate all these parts of the ecosystem.
On time.
Yes.